Okay, let me know if it's too loud. Let me know if I'm not loud enough, because I can never tell. I'm never quite sure. That's what I should have named this channel, Never Quite Sure. Or Never Knows Best from Fooly Cooly. But hi, how is everyone? It's Thursday? Yeah? Every time I do that, I feel like I'm on like a radio show or something, but like close enough, right? Yeah, it's Thursday. I hope everyone's having a good day. My week's been really weird. We're gonna ignore it and talk about comics instead. So, hope everyone's doing well. Anything exciting? Anything weird? What's your Thursday routine? That kind of thing. I'm interested. I want to know. But yeah, hope everyone's doing well. And today we're going to talk about ladies in the comic industry. And there are a lot, okay? I really had a hard time like narrowing this list down and was trying to do stuff that's like current, like people have stuff available in stores or it's like new, that kind of thing. So, I just got a notification. Hold the phone. We're stalling. But yeah, we're gonna talk about lady writers, lady artists, that kind of thing. And it's gonna be a lot of fun. And to be honest, I was gonna start off, okay, there's a lot of lady creators who have some pretty sexy stuff out right now. And I was gonna start with all that, but like, I'm gonna wait to get banned halfway through the stream, not like immediately. So yeah, it's gonna be really interesting. It's gonna be like 18 plus, and maybe I should just like get to it instead of stalling. I don't know what I'm stalling for. But yeah. Happy Thursday. Let's start with this. But before we get to the ladies, I'm gonna brag about this cool find that I had recently, right? Where I live, there are a lot of like used media stores. I don't know how else to explain that. You can find records, you can find DVDs, you can find books, comics, like all kinds of different media. This place has it. Some of it's new, some of it's old. And now that I'm like thinking of one like corporation specifically, but there's like a few different mom and pop stores like that, and I think it's because we live close to California. Point being is I get real lucky sometimes and just find like these really weird things because we live like in a pretty like con central location. Like you have California, you have Nevada, our state, Arizona has a lot of cons, and so you get a lot of merchandise that passes through places like that. So this week was out like looking around and I found, I don't know what to show off first. Okay, so I found this pin set, or this like pin, I don't know if you can see it. It says The Walking Dead and then says, oh, I can't read that. Dead Extermination Assassin Department. Yeah, so this is the Walking Dead cover that it is like made from, and it's kind of interesting, right? Because like this isn't like a detrimental issue or anything. Nothing big happens. I mean, like, yeah, there's like Negan and whatnot, but besides like the cover, there's nothing like special about this issue, and even then, I don't know if a lot of people understand the cover. So, what Image likes to do is that they'll series will parody other series for covers every like 2 years or so, and so a lot of series will pick The Walking Dead to parody because The Walking Dead covers are just like kind of iconic and just you recognize them right away. So what The Walking Dead decided to do was parody an old series called Wildcats and did like a cool Walking Dead. Man, that glare is a B. And Walking Dead parodied Wildcats, and someone at Image thought it was so cool that they decided to make a pin for it. And unfortunately, I think this kind of went over a lot of people's head. Like, yeah, if you know Wildcats, then, like, you know, but a lot of people reading The Walking Dead, a lot of young readers probably don't. And then I feel like The Walking Dead is also an example of one of those series where, like, even if you don't read comics, you would have that collection. You know, it's kind of like Saga. Like, a lot of people who don't read comics, like, who love Saga, have, like, a complete collection of Saga, because that's, like, their thing. So, I just thought this was a really neat find. I didn't think anyone else in the world would, like, recognize this. And the even sadder part is I got this on clearance, so nobody wants this pin, but hopefully having both of these things together makes this just, like, a little bit more rare. Like, if I ever, like, sell this, I can sell it as a set and, like, tack on $5 more because it comes with a pin. And it's an official licensed pin, which sometimes some of the Emerald pins, like, it'll be kind of named something that it's, like, looks like, because there's legal problems and you can't, like, strictly say it's that thing. What's a good example? Like, I saw a pin of one of my favorite drag queens, and I looked at it, and the name was like doll figure or something, or like doll, it was something weird, but, like, it was totally something they would be called, but, like, they couldn't technically say it was them because, like, then you have to give them some of the profits, right? Like, it's weird what they'll do to go around the legality for, like, Emerald pins, but nope, this one's certified. And yeah, I have to kind of keep, like, the back of this, like, because unless it doesn't say Skybound, how do you know this isn't a fake? I don't know. Fake pins are out there, guys. It's real. But yeah, so that was, like, the one thing that I got recently that I wanted to show off. Like, anyone cares about The Walking Dead, I don't know, let me know. It's one of my favorite series. But yeah, do we just jump into the lady stuff? Yeah? Hold on, let's get some Red Bull first. Stalin. I try to do these streams for an hour, and sometimes I chicken out and I just run through them like a coward. So if I can stall, I'll take it. I've got a tiny co-host today. Her name is Spider. And typically she'd, like, sit with me on the chair, but she's mad at me because I made her come inside, and she didn't want to. And so, hey Ange, how goes it? Are you at work? It's Thursday, you're probably at work right now. But yeah, I was just explaining how Spider is mad at me, so she decided that she wanted her own chair today, but she has to be near me, so, like, I can still, like, touch her from this distance. You look very glowy today. Thank you. I did a face mask. I rubbed clay all over my face and then I wiped it off and I am reborn. Like a baby. I love Spider so much. I do too. She's a pain in the butt though. And, like, yeah, so I don't know, my hands, I don't know if you can tell, but, like, we fight on the regular and she cuts me a lot. She's out for blood. But yeah, I was just about to start talking about ladies in comics, so Spider straight up tried to back up on me though when she was in heat. Yeah, that's that's a real thing. We fixed that. She doesn't do that dance anymore, but it's gross and disturbing. Oops, typo. Yeah, no worries. But yeah, was just about to start talking about Peach Momoko. Spider, hey babe. Yeah, she's mad at me because I brought her inside but, like, still has to be near me, so we set up this chair. She's got her own little island today. The room seriously looks so cool. Yeah, thanks. I have to fill in, like, 2 holes, which is why I keep, like, my chair so you can't see that one, like, whoop. But I have a bunch of pictures that need to be framed and need to put up. And honestly, I think I'm gonna do another like room cleaning stream, and just like maybe that'll be incentive to put up a poster. Was Demon Days good? I've yet to read it. It actually was. I have no idea about Psylocke, which was like kind of it gives you enough information. I didn't read all of it, but I liked it because it wasn't really focused on her as an X-Men, but like her just like as a hero, and is dealing with Venom, and the way she draws Venom is really, really neat. All I know is Psylocke is hot. Yep. And it probably one of like the most cosplayed X-Men for that reason. Although now the next con we have, there's gonna be so many Scarlet Witches, and I might be one of them, I'm not lying. Look it! I love how she did Venom in this though, like made it super inky, and because of the watercolors, like it looks super cool. This is gonna be a whole series. There was a moment where I got towards the end and I was like, is this like ending? And then they were like, look out for issue 2. So that's really interesting. But yeah, if you need some Psylocke, if you want a female X-Men story, the creator is called Peach Momoko, and the series is called Demon Days X-Men. And I'm pretty excited because Miss Momoko has been doing a whole lot of variants. It feels like they've been doing variants for like a while now, and at first it was like indie stuff, and then all of a sudden they kind of just like snowballed, and now they're doing like variants. This week she had a variant for Carnage and she had a variant for Alien, and both of them looked really, really cool. She's got her own series at Marvel, but I still think it's really neat that she's not like condemned to Marvel. She was doing, I don't know if they continued. I heard something about Comicsgate at Dynamite. We're not going to talk about it because you talk about Comicsgate, you summon Comicsgate, right? But they were doing these really awesome pink portraits for the Dynamite series. I have a Red Sonja one somewhere. I couldn't find it. But they're gorgeous. They're done in watercolor. It's so pretty. She did another Vampirella cover for the actual Vampirella series, and I missed that one, and I really kind of regret it because all of her stuff is just gorgeous. Which, she's done Dynamite, she's done Marvel, she's also done DC, and that's Ivy, and it's terrifying. And this, do we turn off? Hold on. Is it the No. Okay, it's the computer. But yeah, Deceased. See if I can get this glare off of it. I love this Ivy cover. She does really crazy, like, the lines and the hair. And again, like, perfect for Venom, right? You see it? Like, all the inkiness or, like, it's so good. It's so creepy. I know! I want all of her covers, and all of them are like this impressive. There hasn't been a Peach Momoko cover that I've looked at and thought like, not her best. Like, no, every time I look at them, I'm like, damn, she nailed it again. So yeah, follow them on Instagram. Check out the new X-Men series. It's a lot of fun. And again, a really good place to start because like, you don't need any backstory. You can just jump in. Why am I looking at my mic? So yeah, that's Peach Momoko. I didn't really know where to fit her in this, like, train, so we figured it's a good start. Which, I have an update on my wife. Okay, we're getting a Wonder Girl series. It starts in May. I have to wait 4 more weeks for it, but we're gonna get more Yara Flor soon, and I'm really excited. Like, I think about her way too often, guys. It's bad. I've got it bad. It's gonna be Jolene Jones, and I'm really excited for this Wonder Girl because it's completely hers. She was the woman behind the latest Catwoman series. She started it, I think the man who took over is named Ram V, and he's doing a pretty good job with it. But she kinda had to follow along with Tom King's story. So I don't feel like she had like full, complete free will for this. As to the Wonder Woman she did, where it was a complete new character all on her own, it's so good. It's so good! I feel like Peach blew up so suddenly out of nowhere. Yeah, like all of a sudden she did like one cover for Dynamite and everyone was like, whoa, I'm gonna need more of that. And now she's everywhere. But it's just so sudden. Yeah, like I'm also kind of afraid Peach Momoko's gonna get burnt out, but we'll talk about that another time. I'll let you know if it actually happens. I am so excited for the Wonder Girl stuff. I am so excited for Jolene Jones' run on this. I liked the Catwoman stuff. Again, I think she had like a few confines because she did have to follow along with what was going along in the Batman series. But like this character, the mythology, I'm excited. I'm excited just for the art. I don't even care if the story's good. This was like a great comic. There's more coming in May, and I'm here for it, so can't wait. So that's Jolene Jones, and I don't mean to like run through that too quickly. Like I said, she did. Hold on. She did Wonder Woman, she did Catwoman, and Catwoman was kind of like her big entry into the industry. Like, once you hit DC and Marvel, you've made it, right? Like, there's no other companies you can go past that. So, like, Jolene Jones' Catwoman is what got her, or was like her big, like, first appearance. I think she did some artwork in the Tom King run, but her first series through Dark Horse, I believe, was called Lady Killer. And it was about this 1950s housewife, and she was actually a Russian spy, and so she had to, like, take care of a few people. And even then, I heard that series kind of just stemmed from these cute, like, 1950 housewife pictures, commercials ad she was doing, like for like a shovel or like for gardening or like a new knife, and like there's like a dead body that she's like hiding in the background. So it's really interesting, and I hope that's the case, because I think that's cool that she was like able to make a story just off of like a few fake ads she did. Artwork is great. She doesn't do a whole lot of like variants, but like that's because she's doing her own series, so good for her. This one, I did a whole, like, video on the DC stuff. It might not be on here, it's on my YouTube. So if you want to know more about the Future State, there's a whole hour where we just talk about Future State. It's out there, on my YouTube under the same name. But, since we're talking about lady creators, I was gonna bring up this came out around the same time that Brazilian Wonder Woman came out, right? It's called Future State, and it's kind of the future of DC. This is really interesting because it was written by Becky Cullen. Written by Becky Cullen, and she does, like, she has her own shop, she has her own series, she's had a few things printed through, Image. I don't know if this was like her first DC book, but it's interesting because her as an artist let somebody else take over. Oh man, I love Jen Bartlett. Yeah, Jen Bartlett. Did the interior for these, which I always think it's interesting when you have a writer-artist with an artist, because like, man, you're just like you're like handing over your baby, like you're sharing this, you know, it's not just like your own creation. But I think Jen freaking nailed it. I've said it before, but that's like the best way I can like compare it to. This is the closest to Lisa Frank doing a comic book. all right? It's pretty, it's shiny, there's all kinds of pinks and purples. Like, it's beautiful. Ooh, is that a spoiler? That might be a spoiler. Hold on. It's just really well done. And just because it's super, like, pretty doesn't make it any less badass. Like, she's over here fighting Darkseid, you know? And we know she can handle it. But this book, like, the aesthetic to it, the coloring for it, her features, it's gorgeous. It's so pretty. And unfortunately, I should have Googled it. I don't know if this is going to be Bartlett's only, like, interior. I don't know if there's going to be a Wonder Woman series that she's going to be working on. It'd be cool if she at least did the covers, because, like, these covers are even just freaking gorgeous. I really, really wouldn't mind seeing more from her from DC. And honestly, the story for this was pretty dang good. Like, there was a moment where I was like, okay, this is a little cheesy, but it feels like classic Wonder Woman. And then they just, like, it's good, okay? It's not the happiest. But damn, is it pretty. And they were able to tie in Diana just being, like, the ultimate symbol of hope. Spoilers. Look how gorgeous! So yeah, I don't know if Future State is going to collect these in a volume, but if you get a chance to read the Becky Cullen, Jen Bartlett. Yeah, I got their names right. Yeah, if you pick up the Immortal Wonder Woman stuff, like, please, or if you see it, pick it up, give it a try. It's so pretty. It's, like, too pretty, almost. Some people are gonna complain it's too pretty, and you know what? They're right. But that doesn't mean that you should hate it. Look at Barda! I love that I got to see Scott and Barda in this. I loved the design for Darkseid. They nailed it, guys! It's a solid story. It feels like classic Wonder Woman. It gets a little quirky at the end, but, like, dang. It just felt right. I don't know. It was good. It was a good book. Speaking of Becky, right? I had mentioned that she has her own store. She does emerald pens. She does zines. Ooh, itchy nose. Excuse me. Ah! Excuse me. Okay. Okay, so we're talking about Becky, right? Becky Cullen. She has her own shop. I think it's called, like, the Mystical Magic School. But her stuff is just always, it's, like, super fantasy. It's a little witchy. She's just got really, really cool designs of, like, wolves. And she did this series called By Chance or Providence. It's through Image. It's 1 volume. And it got a lot of recognition. I haven't read this yet, okay? I just picked this up. I didn't even know we had this in store until I was, like, kind of, like, walking by and I saw it. But the reason I'm so eager to pick this one up is because she did a set of oracle cards to go with this series. So these come with its own little booklet and totally helps you, like, read them. They don't leave you, like, high and dry. But if you want to know and appreciate the characters just a little better, it's this one. And, like, yeah, I should have probably bought the book and the cards at the same time, but I was like, I'll get the cards, I'll figure it out. And it took me a little while to find this. But I'm glad I have it. I'm excited to read it, and I'm excited to get to know these guys better. Which I really, like, are we going to talk about the box? Do you want to talk about the box? Because I can talk about the box. I love the gold foiling. She's got this cute seal on the back, a deck of 40 cards, inspired by myth, folklore, and contagious tales. I can't say that word. Don't ask me to say that word. But they're a little smaller than like most playing cards, which is also like pretty interesting. And like, they're just so pretty. And they're not tarot cards. There's a difference between like tarot and oracle cards. Oracle cards don't typically follow the Fool on his journey, but you've got like the Chalice, they're old numbers, we have like the old book, the Knight, and again these are characters that are from that story. So if you're looking for something a little witchy, a little romantic, it's just cool freaking artwork, man. And I'm a little bummed, I'm a little sad these are done in black and white, because when she does color, it's freaking cool. She doesn't do it often, but when she does, like some of her emerald pins and stuff are like done in color and they're really neat, so I highly recommend even just following her on Instagram. So yeah, where's the booklet? Yeah, the booklet's super simple. So I recommend, she gives you a few like layouts, she did like the stamp for the eye, and then it gives you, I know the booklets for tarot cards are like not that specific, and this one sticks to tradition. So read the comic, because that's what I'm gonna do. And I've heard really good things about it. She's been in the comic industry for a while. I know she's done like, it was like a short manga, or it looks like a manga. It's older, my boss talks about it all the time. I cannot remember the name for it, that's my bad. Get in there! Okay, but yeah. For something that's like cute, witchy, gothy, again, fantasy, go to Becky Cullen for it. She just did the last Wonder Woman and it was good stuff. We're just running through this. I thought this was gonna take a lot longer. Doesn't look like it. Okay. Ooh, that's right. Sorry, we're jumping the gun. Okay, so that's not the first time that a female comic creator has done a tarot set, which I'm really kicking myself for not grabbing it before. It was like, I want to say 8 years ago that this person put out a tarot deck and I didn't have the funds for it, and now I can't find one and it haunts me, okay? When I lie awake at night, it's this tarot deck that's facing me, and it's really cool because tarot decks are usually 78 cards, right? That's a lot of cards that you have to get through, and what the creator did was all DC characters, and so they had to dive deep into the DC encyclopedia in order to cover it, and a lot of them made sense. And it haunts me. Can't even really find it on the internet, like when you Google it or have to look it up. Wait, whose tarot deck are you trying to get? Her name is Sarah Richardson. She has done a few different like variants in the comic industry. So I have this Bob's Burgers one. She's done a lot of My Little Pony. She's done a few Rick and Morty. Her Rick and Morty variant actually goes for a whole lot. And I love her stuff so much that a long time ago, like first season of Attack on Titan, I ordered this from her because it's just too freaking cool. I'm not cut up, okay? What is that Bob's Burger comic? It was a free comic book day comic, and she just like happened to do like the cover for it. It came out, it's just a one shot, but that came out like 4 or 5 years ago. And like, so I found her through that, and then I like went to her website, found this beauty, and then like a few weeks later she had this beautiful DC tarot deck, and I slept on it, Ange. Damn, that's a cool poster. I know. That should probably be one of the ones I frame. Although, again, I'm not caught up on. Not caught up on Attack on Titan, so I don't know if I should just, like, maybe do a giveaway. Does anyone want this poster? No! Yeah, I've heard, everyone's been gossiping about Attack on Titan. Dang, I would be sad too, honestly. Yeah. Sorry. Need to watch Attack on Titan, but if I've seen it on eBay once or twice, and it's closer to $200, which, again, it's gorgeous. It haunts me. Do I need to spend $200 on a DC tarot deck, though? Now that I say that out loud, that is so expensive. I know! She did a limited run, and had this sweet box with it. If I can find pictures, I'll totally send them to you. But, in her, art style, and you can, I need to stop throwing stuff on the floor, hold on. But her art style comes in, these, really pale, fair, colors and paintings. This is probably the darkest thing she's worked on is the abs and the redness in this. Even in here, it's real light. So when you see her My Little Pony stuff, it's always pale blue, pale pinks. And so the whole tarot card deck was like that. And it's just watercolor, really elegant. And it haunts me. One of these days, maybe at a con, if I ever meet her, that's gonna be one of the things I bring up. I feel like tarot decks are expensive. They are. I have a Salvador Dali tarot deck that came with this giant, velvet box. And I think it was close to, $100. I don't know, Zane bought it for me because I kind of, glanced at it. And then he was like, holy shit, that's cool. And then, it was under my Christmas tree. I don't know. But tarot decks can be really expensive. But, thinking about doing individual 78 different pictures. Why did Spider leave? 'Cause she hates me. We're fighting today. I need to take her outside after this. Promises were made but not kept, and now she is spiteful. Yeah, that's my cat. Yeah, love a tarot deck though. And maybe more creators will get into it. But while we're on the subject of magic, let's move things to demons. You want to talk about demons? Because one thing I realized trying to gather all of these recent female creators, yes, tell us about magic. We're gonna move on to demons for now. We'll go back to the magic, but we'll move on to demons. So one thing that I realized about female creators lately that have been putting out some really risque stuff has to do with angels and devils, which is a classic, right? But there's a lot of it out right now. And a lot of magic stories and whatnot too. And so the next bit we're gonna get into is a little bit more like that. We talked about women superheroes and the big two. Now we're gonna get to the indie stuff. And the indie stuff just happens to be a little bit more naughty. So bear with me, huh? I feel like you're sort of witchy, but that you hold it back a little. Yeah, I don't want to scare people. 'Cause I don't know. Not everyone, I don't know. Not everyone gets it. So it's fine. I can talk about comics instead. But, yeah. So the first person we're going to talk about, or the first series we're going to talk about, which I realize actually kicked off a lot of, ladies' careers now. I don't know. I'm not saying, this series made people popular, but I definitely can see some people that gained some popularity because of it. So, I don't know how to show this cover. I really don't know how to show this cover, guys. I'm gonna cover. Okay. So it is called Faceless. It is called Faithless. It's by Brian Ross. It's Sorry, I need a moment. I got super nervous because I'm kind of scared of these covers, okay? Give me a minute. We're gonna get banned off of Twitch. It's alright. It's fine. No one's watching. Just show it, and it's bad. It's rough, okay? I was gonna like put a sheet over it because it's real rough. So before we get to the nasty, let me introduce it. We're gonna do this properly, okay? Okay. It is called Faithless, right? And the writer, Brian Azzarello, he's the gentleman who did the Batman Damned, right? Bat Penis, the guy who brought you Batman's penis, brings you lesbians sleeping with their dad, who may or may not be their dad, but who may or may not be a demon. That's it. That's Faithless. Just put your hand over the dirty bits. Ange, it's a big dirty bit. I have to put my whole hand on it. But yeah, so this series, it follows a young girl who meets this young girl who is totally not into monogamy. She's like poly all the way, and she's just here to live life, right? Like, she's gonna take every opportunity that she can. They're kind of falling in love, but she's letting her know that, but the wild girl is letting the new girl know that that's not her only lover. And so new girl sticks around. I can't remember the names, and I was too lazy to look into it. The new girl sticks around. She meets the wild girl's dad, or someone who like kind of introduces himself as their dad, and then like again may or may not be a demon. The first volume leaves so many questions. They're already on the second, but the main reason I picked up this series was because the covers were too freaking cool. Okay, now we're gonna get into it. Hold on, Ange. My big trick is that the first volume felt nothing happened in the end. Yeah, the first volume is kind of just like, okay, live deliciously. Like, they didn't explain anything. I was waiting for a little bit more of, like, the demonology and the terms and, like, finding out names, but it was just, I don't want to say empty, but I needed more, and I was mad that I needed more, and I haven't picked up volume 2, but we'll see. Well, I'll get back to you on it. Not only that, but like there was literally no ending or resolution. Yeah, they leave it completely open-ended for a second volume, but like I have no idea what to expect from it, except more questionable incest. And like I don't want it to sound bad, like it's still like fun, and like the mystery of like is it, isn't it, I guess is like what's playful about it. I don't know, man, they're pushing boundaries for sure. But are we ready for the reveal? Ooh, we've got an angel, we've got a girl laid out. I really have to keep my hand over this. I don't know, you can get like one boob. That's it. That's all I can give you. Arrow boy, cool. Right as I'm showing boobies. Hi, welcome. So yeah, this is the first cover that came out. It's by Tula Lotte, which I freaking love, right? Like, she has the greatest things, right? We're gonna sidebar for a second, okay? She did the first and the last variant for that series, and in the middle they had a few other. Hey, hello. Is it Arrow Boy? Am I saying that right? And in between there was a lot of other variants that had like lady creators, but I special ordered this like in September. I think it was September. Whenever the Last of Us Day was, right? September? Miss Tula Lotte did this big ol' vinyl reveal. And I've waited since September to get this, and it's finally! Guys, I have been sitting, waiting by the mailbox for months for this to come up, okay? Look how freaking cool it is! And then, of course, you have to have Abby, right? Like, I know, like, Ellie is a big part of this series, but Last of Us 2, you gotta have the woof with her. love the soundtrack for this game, but this purchase was for the cover. Was just for the artwork. And they had where you could buy prints of each of them individuals. Is that the record? It is! It is. It's the soundtrack to the to the second game, Last of Us number 2. Ah, Arrow Boy, hello. Okay, y'all know each other? That's cool. But yeah, this is the inside of it. This is like the Joel part, and then let me see if I can get the record out of here, because it is pretty neat. But I was afraid I was gonna get the black and like just the regular black one, because I thought I ordered a little late. Here is what she looks like, and then the other one is blue, but it's got like the spatter. It's really cool. It looks really cool spinning too. My record player is not the best, so I'm not going to show you how it sounds, but this whole set, this was like $40. I want to say each individual print of the two girls was like $60, and obviously you get a little bit more because it's a little bit bigger, but the sleeve, the record, the inside, I'm so happy with this purchase. I love it, and I don't know where to put it to display it, and I'm mad because I want both of these. Look at them! But yeah, Tula Lotte does a lot of really cool portraits. She's got an Instagram, she does all kinds of like covers for stuff, she does movie posters. She did this one of Shelley Duvall, the woman from The Shining. That was so good. It, like, not a lot of people can draw her very well. I feel like they make her a little too skinny, but I don't know, she did it well, and I wish I would have bought that print, and I'm hoping that she does another Shining print soon. So now you just have to buy another one to display both. I thought about that because it's still technically cheaper than buying the individual prints, and you get jewel on the inside. So I was tempted, Ange. I'm just gonna and I do want to play The Last of Us 2 again. I got like 10% through by myself. I was feeling real proud, and then I just kept getting my ass kicked. But maybe that was a few months ago. Maybe I've been developed into a better player since then. Maybe I can hold my ground a little bit better, and if anything, I can at least put this on the shelf behind me and like know that it's there. I'm just doing it to show off the record. That's the only reason I'm going to stream Last of Us 2. But yeah, so Miss Lotte, Miss Lotte did this cover for number 1. She did, that's, okay. And then she did the last one. She did the first and she did the last. And this one, oh yeah, no, we're gonna cover her. This one's not as bad. This one, like, there's a lot more people involved, but there's a lot less to hide, I feel like. It's still beautifully done. Like, the way she draws people is, like, crazy. I don't understand it. I don't. Someone just tried to come into the shop without a mask and left! That is very, very difficult. I'm sorry, Ange. I know we're vaccinated. I know we're safe, but I feel like some people are getting cocky with it. I don't know. I could be wrong, but I don't think you'd get in trouble for showing off artistic nudity. People can play games that show nudity. Streamers so literally paint their bodies on stream. Okay, I don't know what the rules are. And I know I have, like, the 18 plus up, but, like, again, this is pretty graphic. Good point. Do we see it then? Do we do the reveal? I've been tiptoeing around it. It's bad, man. It's full hand. She leaves no detail unwind. Alright. I don't know if this glare helps. I don't know if that even matters. But yeah, this series, like, really, I feel like kicked off, like, the next few, like, series and more of the stuff that's coming out recently. There are a lot of, like, young, dumb teenage stories where things get real mature right now. We're gonna talk about more of them, but this one is by Vanessa Del Rey. I think this is the girl who was doing the artwork for, oh my gosh, what is it called? I love that series. No, I can't remember. Oh my gosh, there's like 3 of them. It's not Red Island. Damn it, I'll get back to y'all about it. But that series is about like these 3 witches, and then like the person who gives them their power comes and he's like, I'm here to collect a debt. It's really good, and the artwork for it looks like this. Ooh. I'm trying not to get glare on this one, and like honestly, even without the glare, you can barely see the outline of the demon that she is partaking with. Is that better? Yeah. I don't know. What is that series called? I'll get back to you. That's gonna drive me insane. Okay, that doesn't even technically show anything. This one, no. This one's like probably the safest. So these are images from comics. These are the covers to comics. So like the inside, who we're gonna talk about also, Marie Lavette, is like, is that better? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so this is the cover to an issue, which they had to put like in a like black baggie in order to put it out on the stand. But these are like the front of books. The comic industry is getting real brave right now. And it's weird that like, I don't know, it's almost like a little renaissance we have going on. And again, these are drawn by women. I talked about the female gaze last time, and it's here. This one's cute. Hold on, let me get this one out of the... This one's by Danny Strips. This is another cover. This is the cover to number 3. I really like the coloring to this one. And like, honestly, this is it. This is the series. The girl in the middle is the one that got... Sorry. The girl in the middle is the main character. This is the man who may or may not be this one's dad. But like, again, they both might just be demons, or it's a weird cult. I don't know. I gotta read the second volume and I'll let you guys know. But yeah, it's a really pretty series, and it's really cool that a lot of these ladies got to do their own thing on the front. I mean, the comics can be sort of graphic. The comic does, yeah, the inside does get pretty graphic, but like for what the outside is, I'm kind of surprised. So do a lot of comics just have art on the cover and no text now? They're called virgin variants, which sometimes it's a whole thing. Yeah, so the virgin variants sometimes are even like more special, and it's just so you get a complete picture of the cover. Because like, really, do you want to put words over this? Do you want to spoil these images with like a title over it? It doesn't happen a lot, and in fact, sometimes the virgin variants are like, you have to order 100 and then you get the black and white virgin variant, and so like, they go for more. This series, I think they were just trying to be polite and let you get like the whole, just take it all in. You know? Which sometimes the virgin variants seem a little silly, where it's like, no, that's clearly Spider-Man. Why wouldn't you just put Spider-Man and the number in the corner? But for this series, I think it works. Because, like, yeah, it would be a travesty trying to fit Faithless number 3 by so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so on it here. But they did, like I said, they had them in, like, the black and white, they had them in a black bag, and then even when you open them, they had like these sheets in front of it, so it does give you the information. This one's by Jenny Fusion, And yeah, I held on to that to the bag and board so I could like go back and reference. Cause yeah, don't know what number this is, don't know what the title is. It's a nice picture, and I imagine some people just pick these up just to frame them. Last but not least, we already talked about her. We just talked about the Oracle deck she did, but Becky Cullen got to do a Faithless one, huh? Yeah? This one creeps me out. Like, all the other ones are sexy. This one just feels a little bit more eerie than the rest of them, though. It's like the look in her eye or something. Can you buy just prints of covers? Are they worth more as the comic versus the print? So, I don't know. There's not technically like a print. Like, sometimes they will do, some covers as posters like Marvel or DC will, but there is the original art, so like somewhere she might have like the bigger black and white like version of this, and that can be worth more than like this would be because it's the original. So like some artists like Tula, like the first one we went over, like the one that did The Last of Us, probably she sells her own prints. She does like headshots of just people she loves and then like sells them off as like one-offs. So original art, some prints because people don't know about their shop are probably worth more. But like they don't do a whole lot of like posters for indie stuff. Going to the artist directly is your best bet for it to be more rare. Is that fair? That feels fair. Although there are people who will do the opposite, where they find an artist who they know is a really popular cover artist, like Adam Hughes. He has a lot happen to him. There was one year where a lot of people were taking this one exclusive print he had done of Harley Quinn and making fake covers for an old series and selling it for $300. They were literally making fake variants and then making cash off of it. And like, they're still out there. Every now and then I'll check in on them just to see how many are out there. So fake variants are a thing. But yeah, if you could collect original art, or if you, like I said, a lot of people don't know that comic artists have their own shop, so if you can get an exclusive print through there, it'll be worth more than like some variants. And that's my over-explanation of prints versus covers. Ooh, but yeah, we're running through this. We already got through Becky Cullen talking about demons. Who do we do next? We can either, okay, so let's jump back. How do you collect? Do you collect mostly for the art or for the series itself? So my personal, I have a mix of stuff, because there are definitely a few like writers and authors that I love, that I follow, and if the first issue's variant or cover is good, I'll usually pick it up. A lot of it has to do with subject matter, but just so I don't get sucked into the variant game, I try to stick to like writers I know and love. Because if you play like the artist game, you're gonna be collecting variants across a bunch of different series, across a bunch of different companies, and like sometimes they fluctuate. I also do this thing where I have like a bunch of cool covers and I'm like, I'm gonna do something with it. And then I don't know what to do with it. I don't know how to display it at all. Like, this is my comic book collection. Look at all these beautiful covers I have. You know, it's all in boxes. So I try to stick away from single issues. I'm trying my darndest. There are some series that, like, the covers are just too cool for, and then the subject matter seems to be really good. But a lot of series will come out in really cool collected formats, and really cool, like, hardcovers, and just for, like, because that's the difference, right? Like, hardcovers, I can put it on a shelf, it looks all pretty, like, here's my library, we put some cute Funko Pops in front of it, or all of these issues that are just on the floor. I don't know. Like, displaying comics is really hard, and not a lot of people know how to do it, and I'm one of them! Like, IKEA needs to figure it out for us, because a lot of people are tired of the white boxes, myself included. Your collection is always so impressive. I try, and then I get mad when I'm broke, and then I'm like, why don't I have money? I have comics instead. So yeah, real quick, we're gonna turn around for a second because I forgot to introduce the next person. So from Faithless, right? We had a whole bunch of lady creators doing the covers. It's written by the guy who brought us the Batman penis, but it was Marie Lavette who did the inside. And honestly, after this series, this is another person who like blew up. So she did Faithless, and immediately after, she had her own series come out called... Marika! Out of the way! Okay. Oh, damn it, I lied. Okay, hold on. So after Faithless, she had her own series, her own stuff, which they cheated, alright? She helped him write Faithless. He shouldn't be able to put a good sticker on this, right? Y'all are in cahoots together. But immediately after Faithless, this book called Heartbeat came out. And this book is weird, okay? I know Faithless is like on the cusp of normalcy. This one, like, baffled me. I don't know how to explain it. So there's this girl. She's going to this boarding school, and she just happens to be on, like, the poorer end of things. Like, her mom's a maid for a lot of the families that, like, are sending their kids to this place. So she kind of gets picked on a lot, and it's not good. She's got an eye patch, right? Getting some Kill Bill vibes. And she's just, like, not having a good time at this school. She hates it. She's trying to get through it. She's just trying to get to the end, like a lot of high schoolers are, right? There is a murder, and she finds the guy who does it, and he may or may not be a vampire. And then she falls in love with him. It's a little Twilight-esque, but like, again, with Kill Bill vibes. So there's a lot of like mystery, there's a lot of forbiddenness, and even like a little stranger, there's a lot of blood play. Like, Marie Lavette has this thing with blood, and it's real interesting. Was Heartbeat good? I don't think I read the last one, because I was like, I have way too many, like, questions about this, and I don't know if they did a second volume. Like, I really... Yep. Here's that blood play. It's interesting. It's a murder mystery. There's this moment where this girl's being a bitch to her, and she like calls her out for being in love with her, and then the girl like wants revenge for like her being embarrassed. It's real interesting because it is from like a teenage standpoint, and a lot of it is like, man, is this okay? Is this alright to talk about? Should you be like, I don't know. Again, the blood stuff is real interesting. So she does it in this series, right? And then a series a little bit more recent. It's called Luna. This one also has a little bit of like a blood fetish. So it's set in the 60s. This girl, she's out tripping with the hippies, and she has this vision that leads her to this cult. Look at the artwork. Look at it. It's witchy. It's pretty. It's trippy. You can see some people making out if you look real hard. There's a point where she's with this guy, and she's about to join this cult, and he like gives her... I just love the artwork for it. It's so fun. This one was really wild, and like the art, again, it has to be psychedelic. But there's a moment where her and this guy, she's about to join the cult, he like gives her this like drug, but it also has like his blood his blood mixed in with it, and he's like, now we're bonded. And it's just really interesting. Again, this is like the second time where she's all about the blood sharing. And like, I don't know, when girls talk about blood, it's usually their period, right? It's not like with your eternal lover. Speaking of which, yeah, I just realized she also, like, yeah, I don't know. Lots of blood. Lots of, like, eye or head injuries. This one is called Arrows and Psyches. Ooh, sorry, I'm gonna slow down. Okay, hold on. I think collections are really interesting, especially how people form and organize them. There's, like, definitely a few things I've always wanted to collect, and then there are some things that, like, I happen on. My collections are nuts and not organized in any way. Your collection's really interesting to me because you're really picky with comics, and I know you lean a little bit more, like, towards artists than, like, writers, and I can appreciate that because I don't have that ability. Like, I'll pick up anything. I don't care. And again, broke from it. But, yeah, so there's a few things I've always wanted to collect and, like, wanted a finished product of. Recently finishing up my Batman series. Christopher Priest started Vampirella. I've always wanted to get into Vampirella, and I was gonna talk about it. That was another, like, series I was gonna show off covers to, because this last run has been so gorgeous and so many cool artists have worked on it. I need a tabletop, like, book. I need a coffee table book that's, like, oversized with just the variants to the last run of Vampirella, because they're that freaking neat. There is really interesting talk on YouTube I found about collections. It was supposed to be a specific type of collecting, but went into all ways that people can do and collect around that specific subject. That's really interesting. And if you know the name or the title of that, I can just Google it myself, but, like, honestly, I'll watch that, because I have a problem. I have so many different collections. Like, this isn't the only thing I'm collecting. This is my job, alright? Like, I have so many different things, and I can't just have one of things. Like, if I know there's a set somewhere, I need all of it. I am a maximist, I am a completist, and it is a problem. And yeah, that sounds like a really interesting conversation. Friends of the collection, holler, 20 starts at 14 minutes. Alright, hold on, where's my phone? I'm taking a picture of that for later. Thank you. That sounds like an interesting topic. Like, I was talking in another stream with somebody, and we were talking about collections, and they were talking about, like, them having a mug collection, and I was like, yep, have that. And then someone else was talking about purses, and I was like, you know what, I do have a lot of purses. And then, like, I don't know, I started spiraling. I was like, oh my god, I have Disney pins. Oh my god, I have stuffed animals. Oh my god, my pop collection. That's not all my pops. That is the tip of the iceberg for pops. So, collections, collecting, hoarding is just real interesting to me. It's about people who collect Sherlock Holmes related items. That's cool. And again, it's the same people who collect Alice in Wonderland. Hi, hello, small Alice in Wonderland collection here. But there are some people who have hundreds of copies of Alice in Wonderland because it's been reprinted in so many different ways in so many different editions that I imagine the same goes for Sherlock Holmes. And finding a real copy or a real edition or, like, a late... Sorry, I just got excited. I love books! Anyways, that's actually a really cool video, I feel. I only found it because the person presenting it from the TV show I would be sometime. She's a rare book expert from Pawn Stars. That's cool. But I feel like I'd get too hooked, yeah. There was one, it wasn't Pawn Stars, but there was a show that I loved watching, and it was like Hollywood Treasures, and they went and did, like, hunting and scavenging for, like, TV props. And so they dealt with a lot of, like, makeup people, or they dealt with a lot of like CGI, like computer tech people, and you would find like sets to there was one time they went to the Jim Henson collection, which they have the Jim Henson collection on lockdown, or they did. I feel like they did like an estate sale recently. Anyways, original Muppet stuff, real Jim Henson puppets are super rare and super valuable. And so I remember they did like a whole episode where they went through the warehouse and they just like brought up like Labyrinth, they brought up Dark Crystal, they had like Muppets, they had Gonzo's little suits. It was cool. And like, yeah, they did like Hollywood movie stuff, and I could watch that all freaking day. First few minutes of video, she talks about special prize for women collectors. Okay, all right. I'll give it a shot. You sold me. Thank you, Stallion. I love the name Passion Stallion, by the way. Honey and Wax Book collecting prize. Okay, I'll have to look into it. Thank you. But yeah, like... Same reason why I like going to cons. It's like the hunting, it's finding the rarities, like... If I could be a personal buyer for like a private collector, that would be cool. That's the dream. I forgot. This was actually Marie Lavette's first book, which probably led her to work with Brian Azzarello. It's called There's Nothing There. It's a ghost story. The artwork for it is great. The coloring for it is so good. And honestly, I kind of wish that like more of her series were this messy. Because especially looking at this like Arrow Psyche and like the white and just like how like, I don't want to say bland. Minimalist? Let's go with minimalist. It is compared to like her first like big series. It's really interesting. I also love when like artists can actually like differ between works or have like a different style, and you can definitely tell that she's like grown and cleaned up a lot of her like artwork since then, which I mean that's all you can appreciate from an artist, right? So I imagine comics come in a lot of different paper types. Do you have a favorite type of paper for comics? Hold on. Do we pull it out? Do we switch over? So his name's Ed Piscor. He did a series called The Hip Hop Family Tree, and then he did a series for Marvel, which was like X-Men Grand Design. And so it's, do we grab it? Okay. I don't know where it is. That's why the only reason I'm hesitating, because I'm like, I could like dig through it, but I'm not too sure. But he did like these old vintage drawings, and then they put them on this really nice like newspaper paper, so it's real like thick. I saw you were live while I was in the middle of doing something. Totally forgot to pull up your stream. No worries. Yes. Hi Taylor. How goes it? How are you? No worries at all. You're here now, and that's all that matters. Oh, new follower. Thank you. What? Stuff's working. Ange, the stuff's working. Okay, sorry. I just got excited because, like, that didn't do that before, and then it did. So, woo. Cool. I'm good. About to make dinner. That's good. I forgot there's, like, a time difference, so I was like, girl, it's 3. I guess. That's supper. Just kidding. But yeah, back to the paper. So, the best paper, if you want a good experience, if you want something that's real fun, I would say it's Ed Piscor's Grand Design and his Hip Hop Family Tree stuff. It's real thick. It's like old-timey newspaper, but even crisper than that. I love it. And honestly, I've kind of considered doing like a comic ASMR because like, yeah, different papers and different textures make different sounds, and it's real weird, and I think I can do like at least 20 minutes of it, so stick around for that. Coming up soon. I just have to practice like whispering and kind of watch maybe a few ASMR videos to see like how it's actually done, because I don't know if people are gonna be like into me just being like like, we'll see. Yeah, comic ASMR. It's been on my mind for like close to like 8 months now, and like it won't go away, so I just have to do it, right? That's what that means? It's haunting me? Ugh. But yeah, I've got one more person to talk about, and then I don't really know where to go from there. I hope everyone's having a good Thursday. Taylor, you missed all the nasty stuff. A lot of lady covers that we went through that are real dirty. I can show them to you again sometime if you're interested. But, getting back to it, the last lady we're gonna talk about, one of my favorites. I'm gonna have to watch the, I just fast forward to like the faithless part and like go from there, because that's all female gaze stuff. What are you making for dinner? Yeah, I'm curious too, because now I'm hungry. I realize it's 3, it's supper. But real quick, last person we're gonna talk about, and it is real sexy stuff. This person, I think, was just doing a webcomic, which I totally think they printed in a hardcover and we have here today. But the thing that kind of like broke out, the thing that like shook everyone, it's called Unnatural, alright? And it's this thick piggy. And everyone lost their mind over her, okay? She's cute. It's too cute. Alright, it's too much. Okay, so the story, right? It's called Unnatural. So everyone's kind of like these animal hybrids, right? They're a little like people, but they're more animal than anything else. And the big thing in this world is like cross-species relationships. It's not allowed. It's forbidden. Why would a pig and a wolf get together in the first place? It doesn't make sense. So, this piggy, she's having a hard time finding love, right? She gets, like, made fun of because of her shape and her weight, and she's just kind of a loner. And so, she gets, like, picked for this recruit thing she has to go to, and they basically just, like, not like, they just pair you up with like different animals and you kind of have to like go on dates and whatnot. And so she like doesn't want to do it. She keeps having dreams about this wolf and she's like trying not to tell anyone because again, super illegal. She's got a cute mouse friend with her and like she's just trying to get out of the dating pool, right? She keeps having flashbacks of like her mom having an affair with like, was it a wolf? Was it a goat? The mom's having an affair with another species of animal and it's not good. And then she starts like questioning whether or not it's allowed. And then things get supernatural. Which, yeah, it turns out that the wolf she keeps having a dream about is actually trying to, like, contact her, and he's like, yo, we're, like, meant to be together, like, we're star-crossed lovers, like, we're gonna break all the rules, and so it's a sexy pig and a wolf trying to survive, gets pretty supernatural, and again, is, like, pretty hot. I don't know, guys. Like, a lot of people were excited about this one. She's got 2 volumes, and, like, she's a pretty piggy. I'll give her that. Oh, here's the Art Germ variant. Art Germ does a lot of pretty pictures. He's done, what, Supergirl, he's done Wonder Woman, he's done Batgirl, he's done Vampirella, so of course, they got him on the Unnatural train. Sorry, I'm just over here yammering. That would be fun. I'm gonna have... What are you making for dinner? Making Brussels sprout mac and cheese. Ooh, I had Brussels sprouts and steak yesterday, so it's the season for it. Question about your favorite artist. How much content can they put out in a year? For example, like that volume, how long would it take for an artist to complete? So I imagine they're working at least 2 issues ahead. So with them coming out once a month and a volume being mostly 1 to 5 issues, it can take about 6 to 7 months for a trade to come out. How long it takes the artist to do that would probably be about like 3 months, and like I said, they probably are 2 issues ahead of us. So I'm gonna say it's a full year for a series. It's real interesting the pace at which like comics come out at, because like, yeah, snippets of a story coming out once a month does mean that the book takes a while to get there. But then there are times like the Doomsday Clock, which is a DC series. It's kind of like the sister to the Watchmen with like Justice League tied in. Awaken anything in me? Dang it. That's funny. Yeah, Doomsday Clock, sorry. So, the idea was that they were going to put out once a month because a lot of DC series at the time were coming out twice a month, and something happened where they fell so behind that it was coming out every 2 months. And so this 12-issue series took 2 years to finish, and it was rough because then DC had to fill in that time because they were kind of waiting for Doomsday Clock to finish so that they can like kind of reboot everything. And so sometimes delays are a pain in the butt, but I want to say it takes about 2-3 months per issue, maybe faster, but I imagine like when you're starting a print, you're already like 3 books in, and like, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if that makes sense. I just don't like how human the pig girl is, but then the wolf dude is like full-on wolf. Forgive me, I don't know all the comic terms, but do you prefer the monthly versions or the collections? And that's what we were talking about earlier. I am trying to stick to the books, to the collections, the trades, the graphic novels, rather than the issues, singles, floppies, because presentation-wise, that looks better than this does. So I really, really want to get more collections. It's also hard because I actually work at a comic book store, so like all my collections are at work. All the access to the books are like at work. I bring home like issues because I know those aren't going to be around as much. And a lot of this is like full series that have recently like finished, and even then I'm kind of debating whether or not I should just sell those and then get like the collected hardcover because it looks nicer. Do any of the collections come with a digital code? Not so much the collections. I think the single issues do more digital codes than the hardcovers do. Sometimes there will be a... No, because even then, sometimes you'll get like a code for music, but even then I feel like it's more in the single issues than it is in like hardcovers. Hardcovers will give you like the track list rather than the code, as to where the issue is like, go scan this and then read it and listen to the song at the same time, like single-ish. And that's where collecting also gets difficult, because sometimes you do get a little bit more information or a little bit more context in the back from singles than you do collections. Collections have more like variants or more sketches, as to where singles are more likely to have like downloadables or like QR codes. Yeah. Sort of save money doing collections. Yeah, absolutely. Especially if like an issue blows up and everyone grabs it and then you have to go on eBay and spend like $20. It's not fun. The single issues game or this like variant stock market is a nightmare. So I imagine reading through a bunch of series would be easier on an iPad or pulling out a bunch of issues or collections. I don't know. Like, it really depends. And that's, like, a personal preference. Like, if you don't mind digital, I know a lot of people don't, then, like, cool. And absolutely, you can store everything on, like, one of these and not have a pile of boxes in your room, you know? But I do like having, especially the oversized stuff, I do like having, because then you get more of the details. Because usually when they do comic book pages... it's this size, and then they'll dumb it down to this size. And this size was meant for, like, you know, sometimes it's like, how can I explain this? Yeah, so this, sorry, got too excited. So this, and sometimes this might even be small. Like, a lot of the comic book pages are like real big. They get the details in there and then they'll shrink it down to like book size. And even then, there was a Sabrina the Teenage Witch series that they made pocket size, and I have no idea why. I feel like they literally did it because they were like, oh, this is a girl series. Girls can put this in their purse. I cannot figure out why else they would like shrink it down even more, but they did. And it's, I mean, like, that's all right, but so yeah, so first, oh, wait. Stallion, I find a lot of people prefer physical to digital plus the collectibles. And honestly, I recommend digital first. Like, I'm not gonna say pirating, but if you have a library and they have a digital app, like, that would be really cool if you can go and check out. And I'm down for digital and, like, borrowing stuff, and if you do have to pirate, it's fine. Because the industry is so big and there's so much content and there's so many new things that come out on the weekly that you have no idea where to start, and you need to pirate a book so you can go out and buy the physical copy. That's fine. Just make sure you go to a local comic book shop and not Amazon. That's all I can ask. All right, pirating comics isn't the worst, because there's a good chance that you're gonna want the physical copy if you like it enough. And again, they do some really cool things in hardcovers, and you're like, man, I've read this like 1,000 times on a screen this big. I want the big one. I want the big, vibrant colors in my face, and they have that available. So I don't mind people having to like go digital to find what they like, but if you can throw a little cash at an artist or at a comic shop every now and then, appreciate it. Like, do what you can for pirating. I don't know. Robin Hood it. Figure it out. Get a digital from the library sometimes. Yeah, our library, like, in town has an app that has pretty, like, current stuff, and that helped me through COVID because I needed stuff to read, and there's just like hundreds if not thousands of stuff on there, and I just like couldn't believe it. It has a comic app. I think DC, I don't know anymore. Marvel has a pretty good digital collection. They have options where you can do it monthly or you can buy one for the year. They do like trials if you want to give it a try, and I think it's 6 months behind for Marvel, though. It's not like the most current, but in the world of comics, stuff that's come out within the last 2 years is still technically new. Like, it's weird how time passes in the comic industry, because you have things that come out every single week, but a full book doesn't finish until every, like, 6 months, and then, like, the traction time that it takes, 2 years in, it's still new. It's weird. DC had where you could go online and order your weeklies from them directly, but I don't know if they have a specific comics app. Just uses an ebook app, not even a separate comic app. Yeah, like, it's got like it's got audio on there. It has movies on there. If you want to watch a movie for free, the library like has them. I don't know. They've got CDs. It's a really good app, and I really hope your library has one as well. My friend is into comics, and the librarian is my district, so I bet they can help me. Yeah! How many artists do you personally follow? 100? Hold on. I'm gonna kind of look at I have a whole Instagram dedicated only to comic books because I had so many mixed in with my like regular life. 143. I'm gonna say 120. And I'm not saying, like, I follow all of those religiously, but, like, I think I could recognize 120 people who are current in the industry right now, and that's kind of mind-boggling. Right now, we mentioned a few earlier, but, like, Peach Momoko's kind of on my list right now. Damn, who else am I buying from? Jolene Jones. A lot of people that I talked about today, actually, is, like, stuff that I actually follow, and that's why I have all of this stuff, because, like, genuinely interested in it. Jeff Lemire is a writer-artist I follow a lot. Matt Kent is really good right now, and he does his own artwork, and it's really pretty. How do you keep track to new things from your favorites are coming out? It's Instagram! Comic book artists and their Instagrams are, like, great, and I have to keep up with weekly stuff because I work at a comic book shop, so there's, like, following the artist directly is nice. And then that's how you find out about, like, secret Kickstarter products, or that's how you find out about, like, their shop with the new poster. Like, I know a lot of people follow companies, and that's cool, but, like, follow the artist directly. Like, what, like, again, Image publishes a lot of good stuff, but the 3 books I've last bought are from the 3 artists. I should probably follow this artist, you know? Like, it's kind of a mix. I definitely probably follow artists more because there's, like, that visual aspect, and so it's a lot easier to, like, recognize them because you know what their artwork looks like, especially in the comic book industry, right? Like, you're constantly matching a name to the art. So, like, I'm a visual person, I'm terrible with names, and so, like, writers, I have to see, like, a picture of them and then, like, the series that pairs with it. Like, I'm very visual, and that's why I think I follow more artists to writers. In the comic industry, there are also a lot who do both, and then they'll do, like, variants for their friends, and, like, you can see, like, circles, almost. And, like, kind of talking about Faithless, yeah, you can see, like, almost all the careers that, like, bloomed from that one series just because they did, like, the covers for it. So many artists and, like, one writer. Yeah, writers are, like, until I start, realizing, oh shit, I've read 3 or 4 of this person's book, it's usually, like, the art I follow, but that's just because it's easy to recognize. Have any of your favorite artists done sketch cards for a collectible card company like Topps? I'm not sure. I really don't know. Only because I don't know too much about collectible cards in general. I know Todd McFarlane, like, loves baseball. Like, that's his thing. You think it's comic books? No. Todd McFarlane loves baseball. He loves, like, the sport. And so I wouldn't be surprised if he's done, like, sketch cards for, like, card collectibles and whatnot. He started his own toy company, which he did a lot of the, like, he does stuff outside of comics. Like, he did a really cool Game of Thrones series. There was Ninja Turtles from him that I was kind of surprised by. And so, like, especially people like Todd McFarlane, when he's been in the series so long, there are a lot of comic, like Jock is another one who does a lot of, like, movie posters and then does a lot of, like, variants, or, like, did 1 or 2 interiors. It's really interesting when you can find an artist who's working in, like, different mediums, like Tula Lote, you know, she's, like, doing the cover for vinyl. She, again, another person who does, like, movie posters. They'll do exclusives for Harkins. I think Tula did the Birds of Prey stuff for AMC or something. Like, they were putting out glasses, beer glasses, and so, like, comic book artists aren't just comic book artists anymore. They don't have to be. There's so many mediums and different things that you can make, and, like, it's really cool being able to see artists take on a bunch of different things. Like Becky Cullen, she does shirts. She does emerald pins. they don't have to be stuck to just one thing anymore, you know? Especially variant artists, but I feel like sketch cards aren't too big thing anymore. Yeah, especially when it comes to like authenticity. Yeah, especially when it comes to like what's real and what's fake. Earlier I mentioned the fake Harley Quinn covers. Like they literally took somebody's sketch, made a fake cover for a Harley Quinn comic, and then like put that cover over an issue. It's too much work, right? It's too much work to fake something for like $300. But being that a lot of people collect stuff, you want to know that you have the real thing, and so like unless you have the little certificate that comes with that card, it's a real, I don't know if it's worth it. That said, they're totally like worth getting. Like if you can like have, I don't know. I had Adam Hughes do a sketch card for me for Poison Ivy. It was a little expensive. It's a side profile, but like it's my own. Nobody else has it. I don't know if he's ever done that picture for anyone else. Like I don't have an authenticity certificate for it, but I myself know that it's real and that's all that matters, right? I have something in my eye. It's my eye. Just kidding. I bought my first collectible in years a few months ago, a box of cards from the Mandalorian series. I got a sketch card from it and they're signed on the back by the artist. That's really cool. And with that said, okay, the Mandalorian is a big thing right now, and Star Wars is kind of having like its own little renaissance. They just came out with something called High Republic, and that's supposed to be the next generation that Disney's going to be dealing with. So there's kind of a renaissance for Star Wars stuff right now, and if you're asking, is it a good time to look into it to sell? It might be. If you can keep it in a decent condition, maybe look up the artist, because if it's a pretty popular artist, and again, it's the Mandalorian, I can't imagine it not being bought right now. But yeah, sometimes it just depends on who did it. And again, sometimes people just love something enough that they're willing to pay for it. And then it depends on how cool it is. I don't know, there's too many factors. Basically, a company like Top sends out a bunch of cards to artists and they send them back. That's cool. Yeah. Oh. Then they package them up and you get it randomly. Yeah, so that one, and again, with that series being that popular right now, that might be a good one to have. I don't know if like all of those are gonna be like that though, you know? Like if there's a Pokemon one, or if there's like, what else are the kids into right now? Who else does sketch cards? Because I know that's like a lot of like sports stuff, although having a sports card, like an image of a player done by a comic book artist would be really interesting. Like that might be really rare. It's like when people have Stan Lee sign Superman. Like, I don't know. It's one of a kind, right? Alright, and then I got one more book. I don't know if I should like talk about it or not, but I bought it for this stream, so I guess I do. And it's really, really cute. So, this is the woman who did Unnatural, right? The woman who brought you the Pig and Wolf. I was gonna say something else, but never mind. Alright, so yeah, we have Pig, Wolf, Forbidden Love series that she did, and it was 2 volumes, did really well. Again, a lot of people were into like the covers. Ange was like kind of right about her being a little too human, but like, she's cute. This like took off. I was just really surprised with how cool it looked in person. I'd seen them online. Look better in person. Okay. Yeah, and that's what I mean by like having like bigger copies of things too, because like just seeing the art like bigger with more detail, or like you said, in person makes a big difference. What was I talking about? Yeah, so yeah, that one might be actually one to like hold on to, especially with like some of the drama that's going around The Mandalorian. But like, I also wouldn't be surprised if this is the best time to sell it too. So, So yeah, Unnatural, Forbidden Love. She did it again with an angel and a demon, and it's called Unsacred. Unnatural, unsacred, they're undressing, there's a lot of undoing in this one, but this one was a lot of fun and felt a little bit more like a web comic. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if she was kind of like putting these out for patrons and then finally did a collection of them. But it's a wild one. So it is, I'm trying to find a good page to like show this off. It is about an angel, right? She's all innocent and she's real cute. And this like demon falls in love with her. And at first he's kind of trying to just sleep with her, right? Like a demon would. And here's a Twin Peaks reference if anyone needed it. If that's what it takes to sell you, here's the Twin Peaks part. But so it's this angel, super cute, super innocent, has no clue about like anything sexual, and this demon's like just trying to get with her at first. Then he actually realizes he's like falling in love with her, but he's like, if we don't get to like the sexy part soon, I'm gonna go insane. And so it's just like these super cute like misadventures where she'll like kind of lead him on and then kind of like tease him, and then it just like doesn't go how he plans. It's really interesting. They get into some like relationship stuff, obviously, but it's really, really playful. Again, they do a Twin Peaks shout out. And like the angel herself is really, really adorable. And they have potty humor, if you're into that, right? This, again, it feels like a webtoon. There are a bunch of little episodes in one. So you actually get like quite a few stories. Damn, I'm trying to find the page. There's one page where he's like getting a massage and he thinks she's getting jealous and she's like, get out of my way, or you get off the table right now. And then she gets on the table and she's like, oh, I really needed this. Yeah, here we go. It's just cute. It's just this like dorky guy trying his best to impress this girl, and then her just being a tease the whole time. So if that's what you're into, Unsacred is real, real, real fun. I think there's going to be another volume to this. Like I said, it feels like a webtoon, and it's not just one stories. You get a whole bunch. Oh, look, and then they have a gallery of the variants that they did. This series also like kind of took off after the second or third issue. She has another one right now. It's called Paprika, and it's actually going to be the opposite, where it's a female demon and a angel boyfriend. And they did this like cute statue for it, where it was like probably 6 inches, but it was a statue of Paprika, and she's this little devil girl in the schoolgirl outfit, and I regret not getting it, but pretty excited for the series. And I think it's funny that she's like, yeah, now she's doing the opposite, and her name's Marika. The character is named Paprika, and I want to know if there's any connection, you know? Like, I just thought that was funny. So books like these are at local comic shops. They are. I don't want to give any credit to Barnes & Noble, but last time I was at Barnes & Noble, their comic section was pretty good. But if you can get to a local shop, I, again, appreciate it. Like, if you're pirating books, if you're buying the shirt from, like, Walmart, that's fine. But if you can buy the book from a local shop, I appreciate it. And sometimes local shops will have, like, special edition covers or, like, something that like Barnes & Noble won't get, and the opposite. Barnes & Noble has exclusives too, and it drives me insane. But every once in a while, the comic shop will get a copy that like other places don't have, and that can be really neat. You said you work at a comic shop. Do you ever stream from the store, like unboxing new shipments? One of the channels I enjoy watching, even though I couldn't consider myself a huge collector, is a card shop that streams card breaks. We have thought about it, and we thought about even just doing like a weekly show where like, yeah, these are the variants that are coming out, these are all the number ones that are coming out, and then these are the series that are just like kind of our favorites. Keeping up with weekly stuff can be exhausting though. Plus the workers are so great. Yeah! Thanks! We try. But yeah, my shop has definitely considered doing something on Tuesdays because New Comic Book Day is Wednesdays, and I do stuff on YouTube where I try to talk about creators. I was doing a thing where like, this month, this is what's good, and that gets tiring, but something my shop's working on. We've definitely considered it now that like we're playing around on Twitch and whatnot. It might be a while, but it's something that's in the works because I think it would be cool just to have on like lo-fi and pulling stuff out of a box and people go, oh my god, this is coming out this week! Ah! Like, you don't even need to talk about it, right? You just show hands? Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, it's an idea we've had. Yeah, totally. Yeah! I also might be a while until I get to do this. Yeah, anyways. So old comic books, right? Like we know some of them are like worth a whole bunch. My boss and we're gonna try to figure out how to press comics, and that's when you like smooth out the kinks or the folded pages, and a lot of old books you can do it. I'm not too sure about current because like the paper changes, but some people will take like old Silver Age stuff and try to like flatten it out and get as much of the wave or the creases out as they can, just so the value of the comic will go up, so you can send it in for grading and get like a better grade on it, and then get more money for it. So that was something we had thought about streaming as well, just like me fixing comics, and again, a lot of it would be like hand stuff, but don't know when that's gonna happen. Gonna be some time. So stay tuned. I mean, a pretty popular channel I also follow is a guy near me locally that runs video game store. Most of the stream is him doing stuff around the shop, repairing consoles, controllers. People just want to be in the vibe, and I get it, because before I worked at my comic shop, I would walk in and be like, this is the vibe I want to be surrounded by constantly, right? Like the colors, the aesthetic, the lighting, like I totally get it. And I think it would be real cool repairing comics and people just get to like, I don't know. It's hypnotizing, you know? I did a stream a while back. I might do it again because I had a lot of fun doing it and I actually uncovered some stuff. Maybe I'll try that next week. There's not a whole lot of series and I don't know what to talk about anymore, but I'm probably just gonna clean my room next week. I'm probably just gonna like pick up all of the comics that are sitting outside of the box and then put them inside of the box. But last time I did it, I had a lot of fun. So we'll start with that, right? And then maybe I can get my shop involved. Most of the streams is it's also just interesting hearing people talk about what they're passionate about. I'm starting to realize that, you know, like Twitch has definitely opened my eyes to like what people like get into, and like, yeah, it happens at my store all the time because that's like the environment, but like there's some people just like exercising on Twitch and like people watch them. It's weird, it's wild, it works. So yeah, that's why I try to do these little comic things. I know they're usually every 2 weeks, but that's only because I try to grab like enough stuff that I can kill an hour. And this time we killed an hour and 45, guys. Congrats. Woo! Usually I'm a coward and I run through these in 45 minutes. I don't know. But with that said, I think we're coming to a close. I just realized I gotta go pick up my partner in like 20 minutes. And I also promised I would take my kitty outside again. And she loves to hold a grudge. So I gotta go do that. But yeah, Passion Stalin, Arrow Boy, Taylor, Ange, thank you guys for like sitting about. I don't know if anyone else joined us, but like, yeah, this was a lot of fun. Got to talk about ladies, got to show off some nudity, got to show off my Last of Us vinyl. I hit all of my targets, so this was cool. Thank you for the info and sharing. Of course! And yeah, next time I think I'm just gonna clean my room and we'll go through like which paper's the coolest, pull out some like stuff that didn't get finished. Yeah, we're just gonna talk about comics. Just gonna clean, talk about comics. It's gonna be a fun time. So, I'm Sierra, I'm a comic book concierge. Whoop, this is Patrick, and we'll see y'all around. Yes, and let me know what you think, Taylor, and I'll see you next Wednesday. Yeah, before I leave, damn it, my Patrick thing was gonna be my exit, damn it. But yeah, before I leave, next Wednesday, I'm gonna be on Roll for Felicity's channel. I'm gonna pretend to be a mouse, and we're gonna go on an adventure. So, follow her. Galaxy Wanderer and Goblin Girl is gonna be on there as well, and they do some really great voices for characters. I'm a coward. They're amazing. Come join us next Wednesday. I think about this time, right? Right? Yeah. I'll see you then. Terrible outro. Bye, guys! And thank you.